Also, did you notice there's no needle in that?
Yeah, that was weird.
I did not notice that.
Was there one before when he showed it to her?
Ew.
Maybe not.
This is the best part. It's so fucking gross.
Yeah.
Blah.
Although, like, that's cool. That line,
Yeah.
no, it just feels like, fuck you.
It sounds like something your grandma would say.
It's just stupid.
Well, she is somebody's grandma.
It would have been worse if she was like, oh, what a world, what a world.
There you go. Shoot that eyeball monster.
Shoot it until it dies.
She's not real happy about you shooting her in the face.
No. She'll want you to stop, but you should probably just keep doing it.
Uh-oh. I thought that was somebody doing an Evelyn voice.
No! No, that was her doing it. That was her normal voice.
I died several times.
Thank you!
And then when I did it, it was so easy. It was
Really?
exactly like this.
I could not figure out how I got killed by her after I beat it.
shotgunning
I was
after
going to say, I
shotgunning.
shot her till she... I did perfectly fine.
Here comes
then again-
Umbrella.
but then again,
Here
I
comes
had, like-
Umbrella and Hunk.
I had like 400 bullets in my gun, though. Oh, keep going. Keep shooting
Oh,
her in
shit.
the face.
Shoot bullets out of your guns.
You're just a little boy.
What?
You're just a little boy.
Yeah, I'm a birdie too. It sounded like she said. It sounded like she said you're just a little birdie.
I'm a birdie too. Oh,
That's fine. It's scripted. You're good. That just means you're doing well.
Even though
And I'm not even kidding.
I'm certain you're not. Okay, I can't even bring my thing up to fucking attack her.
You'll get a chance.
She just wanted a warbly voice. She got one. Why does it always sound like the dying sound?
Yeah, you've been trained the entire game to
See,
know that
my
you
health's still green, so I'm
Oh,
good.
there you go.
Hey, bird. Hey, what?
Use it.
Resident Evil. A Resident Evil just happened.
Did you see the name of the gun?
Did that say Albert 01?
Yes,
like
it did.
Albert Wesker?
It sure did.
That's because that is the fucking Samurai Edge, motherfucker. Shoot this bitch.
Keep shooting her in the face.
Kill this bitch till she dies from it. Shoot this bitch. Fucking shoot this bitch till she dies from it.
See how easy that final boss was?
There you go.
Because you're basically scripted to win.
There you go. Suck my dick, Granny. Bleh. I also like that her character model changes just so it can crumble.
Yeah. And the crumbly bits are like kind of just like meh.
Crumbly bits? That one flying on the edge there.
Yeah,
Now
that was weird.
Resident Evil 7 cereal now with Nana Crumbly bits.
Get a special Jack eyeball inside.
And then here comes Hunk. And here comes Hunk.
Whee! Whee!
Jesus, I'm getting all the trophies. Bam, bam,
Yeah,
bam,
it's like
bam,
one for beating
bam,
the game
bam,
and then
bam.
2 for like the difficulties.
Oh, okay. Hey, Bird. Is this a BSAA or is this Umbrella?
It's Hunk.
It's Hunk.
Look at all those fucking chemicals he got strapped to him.
You gotta have your chemicals. Do you recognize that face?
You
of course
shouldn't.
you don't. What?
Yeah.
Fuck you, game!
Yeah.
Fuck you!
does
I
it-
totally called that shit! I said at the beginning it was gonna be Chris Redfield.
But did it really look like him though?
No, it didn't look like
Yeah.
It didn't look like him That's at what all. everybody's mad about.
Because it looks nothing like him.
I cannot wait to be done with this babysitting job. Come home to my loving husband. I miss
Fuck that bitch.
If you choose Mia, she's in there.
Yeah,
she lives.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
I miss you so much. I'm sending tons of kisses.
So you don't stab her with a crowbar?
Nope.
No, you don't even do that.
You drop the phone.
Yep.
Yeah, when that part happens, it's Mia and Evelyn.
So it's the BSAA.
Nope.
What's that say?
Wait,
What's that say on the side of the
So he's with Umbrella?
Apparently,
But the logo was different.
the logo's different. It's blue instead of red. It's a different logo.
It's a different logo and different colors. So it's either an
because
offshoot
this-
of an umbrella or...
Because this ending doesn't matter. You have now seen the ending. The rest of this doesn't matter. So there was a lot of when this game first came out. There's
It's
a lot of
the same.
speculation going on whether or not that was actually Chris Redfield, which it apparently is.
Okay.
They said they
I'm
wanted.
sure that's just like his new design.
Yeah, they wanted to make him more like his older design, which they didn't really do. But
Yeah, they didn't...
he doesn't look
He
like
doesn't look like a
They
giant
failed
buffed
on
up
both
beefcake.
parts.
he doesn't look like Roid Monster. But nobody knows if Umbrella is good now, if Umbrella is still bad, but Chris doesn't know, or if that's not actually him. So the joke that Ando has been making this whole time, when the game first came out, everybody's like, "Oh my god, his description fits Hunk perfectly." Because when you pick up a file, I think when you play as Hunk in 2, and it kind of describes his character or something. I think it's either 2 or Umbrella Chronicles or something. But like you read the
2.
description about his what his character looks like, and people are saying that's who that is.
Yeah.
So, but it's pretty much been confirmed that is Chris Redfield.
Which is... I still think it's BS, because it doesn't... I mean, I understand...
I get it.
Yeah. I get that they want to change his look, but it doesn't...
So that's like the big tie to the series,
Right.
Is
Yeah.
that Chris
And
is
the
Chris is
files-
in it, and Chris is apparently working. If you go by face value and not like a bunch of theories,
Right.
and you go by what's given to you in the game, then it's basically some company made Evelyn,
Yes.
and now that they've gotten rid of her, then it's Umbrella and Chris is working for Umbrella, and
Right.
they're either good or bad, or you don't know.
Well, the other tie-in is, again, like we talked about earlier, is in Code Veronica. The company that's takes...
Okay, well, yeah, other small things.
Right, but that's like
and the
big
reporter
tie-in.
chick from Outbreak and a couple other things.
Right.
And whatever, and that's fine. But, like, that's the big one.
That's the big one, yeah.
Other than that, there's no big tie
Right.
to the Resident Evil series.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm okay with that. And honestly, now that I think about it, the fact that, like, the virus in her is like making people have hallucinations goes back to the original design of Resident Evil 4, which was supposed to be
The Ghost game.
What's that?
The Ghost game, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, the hook. They call it the Hookman demo.
Yeah.
Where like something like the screen tints blue, and then like a bunch of like psychological shit, and it's supposed to be like very Silent Hill-y.
Yeah.
Instead of like Resident Evil. And it was supposed to be like Leon is infected, and that was what it was supposed to be initially.
So, yeah. This is Resident Evil.
It's not perfect.
No.
There are sometimes the combat feels really fucking stiff,
Yes.
and I got like, especially that I'll say it again, that fucking basement level. Like,
Yes.
I almost dropped the game. If I was playing, I might have dropped the game because
Right.
of that. I'm not.
So
gonna lie.
we've all now played this and beaten it. Yeah. Let's talk about our major gripes with the game. My specific one, and my only out of the 2 complaints that I have, this is my biggest one, is that the molded were the only enemies that you fought
Yeah.
besides the family,
besides the family.
right?
But like the standard enemy, that's the
And the
only thing you
family
fight.
designs are all really well.
Yes.
And like, I didn't think about it, but like, Lucas never really turns into some crazy monster that you fight.
That's because he was apparently they cured him.
Because remember the file?
Yeah,
Right,
we read
yeah.
the file. So
yeah,
that's why.
that's what
That's
I'm
why.
saying.
Yeah.
After the fact, that makes sense.
Yes.
But like, yeah, you fight Jack and you fight Marguerite, but like, there is a thing with Lucas.
Yeah.
But like, other than like, basically, I had an extra boss fight because I fought Mia for a minute.
Yeah.
But like, other than that,
There's no real
and
boss
honestly,
fights.
like,
Other than
It kind of sucks that I didn't get the good ending, but I understand that it doesn't make a huge difference. But
you actually
like you
got
said-
more
like you said
gameplay
when-
out of doing the bad ending than you did the good.
right, and like you said, like I went with my gut, and
Yeah.
with the way Mia was acting, I just didn't fucking trust her.
Right.
and I trusted Zoe, and so Zoe dies in the boat no matter what happens. She dies like directly
Zoe,
afterwards.
No, you just leave her
You
behind.
never see that she dies
Because
until
she's
until you
infected.
go to that scene where you're talking to Jack. So that's the only time you find out that she's dead.
But she's infected, isn't she? They're both, because one of
Everybody's-
she, you
All
give her
of
the
them
cure.
were, yeah. The whole
So-
family was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the whole family.
So I'm
was.
guessing they just assumed she's just left her to die.
So again, my complaint was that the molded were really the only enemy that you fought,
Right.
and the boss battles were good. I liked the boss battles. I wish there were more of them. And I think that essentially the only real last boss fight is those two puking guys is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like the last
It
boss,
wasn't very climactic.
The last boss is
the last
scripted.
boss is literally a scripted boss fight.
Yeah, it's a Dead Space. It's a Dead Space boss where you get grabbed and you got to shoot the weak point, like down
Yeah.
the hallway. It's one of
But
those.
unless you don't shoot at her, you win.
right.
I was hoping for another Jack or Marguerite.
Right. And honestly,
It's really good.
Yes.
Honestly, it's really good.
yeah.
And I just played Nier Automata just came out, and honestly, if I had finished this before I finished that, I would have said that this would have been my game of the year already.
Sure.
But because I already beat there's unless something blows me out of the water, that's game of the year for me.
Right. So Ando, I know you had said a couple of times when after you had told me that you beat it, you didn't really like it. You liked the game, but you didn't think it was that much of a Resident Evil game.
I know, yeah, and I know I was joking about it and making it the big meme of the playthrough was that, oh, this isn't a Resident Evil game.
Sure.
Yeah.
It isn't. It
Okay.
doesn't, like, it felt like it should have just been Wacky Jack's family
Right.
with the molded,
Yeah.
and that's it. Not Wacky Jack's family and let's throw some Resident Evil files at you in the last area of the
Right.
game, and then throw not Chris Redfield at you and say, "Oh, this is Resident Evil." Now.
Right.
Hashtag XXX. This ain't no Resident Evil.
Right.
But like,
See, and I thought, and you and I already had this discussion, but we'll have it on recording as well.
yeah,
I think as far as its Resident Evilness goes, once you fight Jack for the last time, when he's in
that's
his
where
big,
it is. Yeah,
when you get to Giant Eyeball Jack, that's when it becomes a giant. I mean, like fighting Marguerite, yes, is a
Yeah.
very Resident Evil boss fight. When you fight Jack the first time, yes, it's a very Resident Evil boss fight. But for me, when you get to Giant Eyeball Monster Jack, then it became a Resident Evil game for me. And I don't disagree with you, but I felt a lot differently about it. Like I thought once it hit the halfway point, I felt like, yes, I'm playing a Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
So
like if it was not a Resident Evil game, like if it was just literally about the family,
sure.
it could have ended after you fought Jack the last time.
Right.
And that would have been it. I would have been fine with it. Well, I mean, I would have been fine if it was just them and not like just tacking on the Resident Evil theme
Sure.
of it.
Sure.
Because it could have. The amount
could
of
have-
that
it-
was in there that was Resident Evil related is
Yeah.
very thin.
I felt like
Right.
it was like most games now where it's like, hey, we want this game, we want to do this game, but it's not going to sell well. Like it's like the
It's not like the new Prey.
no.
Where it's literally just they took the Prey name
Right.
and made it Prey.
Yeah,
Even though
it's-
it's Bioshock in space.
It's basically like, oh,
don't
hey,
wanna play it.
your Deadly Premonition game's not going to sell well. Let's add combat to it. Oh, your wacky hillbilly family with suicidal tendencies isn't going to sell well. Let's slap Resident Evil on it so it'll sell.
I don't think they did that.
No, I don't
this
think they
was
did.
specifically made
I
as
know
a
they
Resident
didn't.
Evil game.
I know they didn't, but I'm saying that's what it feels like.
Also,
because it's way too
Who's
Toho.
that?
Yeah,
Who's that jumping out the sky?
Godzilla.
Toho Studios.
Like it was fine. Like again, it was fine. It was just it felt like kind of hacky to tack on the Resident Evil stuff at the end.
And like I said before, like I said when you and I talked about it, I completely see where you're coming from because I mean, essentially, the way I feel like that you feel about it is that the only Resident Evilness you get out of it is all of those files at the end of the game. So
And if that's what you're gonna do,
and I get that, and I get why you feel that way. Like I said, it just for me it felt like a Resident Evil game once we fought Eyeball Jack.
It's not my favorite Resident Evil.
Sure.
It's basically like it's down there.
Right.
It's not the worst one I've played, but it's down there. And like I said before when we were just starting, like as soon as you hit the boat, it just tanks.
Yeah.
Like that could have been
the
taken
boat
out. I'm gonna drag that home, but that as soon as you get there, it
the
tanks.
boat kind of goes downhill, especially after you lose all your weapons because now you're Mia and blah 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 blah.
Oh, I'm
And that's kind
God of War
annoying.
Metroid. I have to start over and find all my stuff again.
Right. Now, okay.
Here's my. I look at it as a business decision on Capcom to go. Holy shit. Our series is really tanking.
Right.
6 was terrible.
This is
No one
Bull
liked
6
it.
you got.
everyone
Yeah.
loved PT, and now PT's not a thing, so
and-
let's do that.
And for them to
And Outlast.
Yeah.
I like the game a lot, and I'm one of those people who are like, I'll find the good in just about anything. There's
Sure.
not too much stuff that I'm like, this fucking sucks. I can't believe they did this to me. Because, Resident Evil needed a shot in the arm. And maybe
Yeah,
it needed something.
It didn't need a steroid shot in the arm like 6 was.
Yeah.
But this was, let's rewrite it all over again. And you know what? If we can stick Resident Evil callbacks or Resident Evil-esque puzzles or a boss fight, then it kind of makes it. But I think they tried and risked a lot for what they did, because this is not, I've never played anything really like this before.
I agree.
So I can appreciate the hell out of it. I thought it was a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
I'll definitely play it again in the near future.
My final thought is that it seemed more like a game that was trying to subvert expectations of what a Resident Evil game could be and should be. And it felt like, how basically anything, like if anything's got a twist, it's always like, okay, the twist is that it's in a timeline that you think is different. Oh, it's a prequel. Oh, the hero is not who you think it is. It's actually this person or something.
Sure.
This seems like it should have been. This should have been Frog Fractions. It should have been marketed as something else, and then you find out at the end
that it's Resident Evil.
fucking Resident Evil. And that's, if they would have done that, this would have been a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what PT was, is you think it's just some random demo of some creepy survival horror thing, and then it's Silent Hills.
Right.
But you can't do it as a full game and have it sell.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
You could do that as a game and have it not sell a lot until people figure out that it's Resident Evil.
Oh, now it's
that's
like everybody's in on the secret now.
Yeah.
Right. That's honestly, if this would have done Frog Fractions as a fucking survival horror game, this would have been the best thing ever.
Yeah. Because then it becomes...
Honestly, that's how. If they would have done that, this game would have been a 10 out of 10. It's a 7. It's a 7.5.
I mean, that basically, and the way you're describing it, basically makes it so if you play the game and then you find out it's Resident Evil, then once it hits the internet and everybody knows, now everybody's in on the secret. Now it's a secret, even though it isn't really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That flocks people to it.
Yeah.
So I agree. So here's your
15
clear times.
restarts. Okay. I only got 7
Files obtained.
bobbleheads.
You only miss one.
What's that?
You only miss one file.
Wow.
I have. This is what I like.
That's pretty good.
One last thing. I feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions.
And if they're going to do DLC, I'm sure that will.
So you unlocked the Madhouse difficulty and you get the Albert.
But
it just takes regular pistol ammo.
I feel like it has a lot of unanswered questions, like who was Mia actually? Who
was she working for?
Who was she actually working for?
That's one of the things.
What are the weird
for the company who was transporting her?
Yeah, but who was it though? Really?
Who was that? Was that was that Umbrella? Was that?
Look at that.
Here you go.
Yeah, and I hope this answers questions.
This will probably answer almost all of the questions that we have.
I hope it answers enough to warrant that this is all we need, and not a ham-fisted sequel to cover everything else up.
Right.
Because that's all I want.
When that comes out, we'll get around to that. Sure. I think so. We will get around to the DLC for this. We're not going to play the band footage. I don't think that's
you don't really need it,
but.
Kind of makes me want to play Resident Evil 6 now.
I have it. You can borrow.
This is the thing. I kind of want to play it because I've said that this isn't really a good Resident Evil, and I know we all bash 6 for being terrible.
It is pretty bad.
I kind of want to play it just so I can say that I've played it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to play it
And-
so I
Definitely
know
worth
what
that.
happens in the storyline. That's all I want to know.
You don't really need it.
I know you don't.
No,
but
I'm not playing it for that.
Right.
Well,
I'm saying that this game I didn't think was that great.
Right.
I want to play.
You
6
will have a
now
much
just to
better
see-
frame of reference after you play 6.
Yeah.
I promise you. All right. Well, we'll see you in the next playthrough. It's going to be a special one.
Is it?
It is. It's real special.
Are you sure?
Because the audience will get to participate with us.
Next time we're playing Cheetah Men.